After adding your players, courses, rounds, teams, and tournaments, you can now shift your focus on creating the pairings for your golf trip. Using our innovative scheduler, you can minimize repeats as much as mathematically possible while keeping in mind certain rules like pairing by ABCD, pairing by team, and keeping certain players apart or together. In the end, you have the best possible pairings for your trip. Let's go through the process of creating pairings. Go to Trip, Multi-Round Pairings. Select the rounds to generate pairings. In this case, we are going to create pairings for all the rounds on the trip. For each round, select the pairing method. When selecting doesn't matter, there will be no constraints to the pairings, and the diversity of the pairings will be maximized. Pairings can also be created by handicap. For instance, when selecting AB, every foursome will be organized with 2 A players and 2 B players. Players with lower handicaps are considered A players, and players with higher handicaps are considered B players. When selecting ABCD, every foursome will be organized with an A player, B player, C player, and D player. Like the previous option, players are considered A, B, C, or D players depending on their handicap. This is a great option for balancing competitions between foursomes. You can also organize pairings by team if a team list has been created. To do this, select the team list, then the pairing method. When selecting team partners, foursomes will be organized so that players in position 1 and 2 are on a team, and players in position 3 and 4 are on a team. This is a proper selection when playing a Ryder Cup format. When selecting team foursome, the pairings will be organized so that teams play together in foursomes. And finally, when selecting team spread, pairings will be organized so that players are separated from their teammates as much as possible. Let's select the pairing methods for all of our rounds. We are going to pair by team partner using the Ryder Cup team list for the first 4 rounds. In the final round, we are going to pair by ABCD. After selecting the pairing method for every round, we can then fine-tune the pairings by adding any rules necessary. To do this, select the Rules tab, click Add Rule. When applying rules, you can ensure certain players are paired together or separated. You can make sure certain players are removed from a round. This is sometimes the case for players who are arriving late to the trip and cannot play in the first round. You can also specify exactly how many times certain players should play together on the trip. To apply a rule, select the rule type, rounds to apply the rule, and the players. Let's create a rule that will make sure Michael Day is not included in the final round. Click Save. And as you'll see, the rule is now created. After adding the necessary rules, you can then generate the pairings for the trip by clicking Create Pairings. In this round, players are organized by Ryder Cup teams. To better visualize the matches, let's add the team name under each player's name. To do this, click Additional Information, Teams, and click Save. As you can see, players in position 1 and 2 will play against players in position 3 and 4. For instance, in the first foursome, Richard Michaels and Ben Richards will be playing a match against Susan Stevens and Bart Rickard. You can also tweak the pairings generated for a round. You can swap players, swap pairs, or swap foursomes to move players around the tee sheet. Keep in mind that when tweaking pairings, you will likely lose the pairing diversity created by the scheduler. There also may be cases where you do not want to use the automatic scheduler. For instance, maybe your pairings are predetermined. If so, you can create pairings manually round to round instead. To do this, go to Rounds, Create New Pairings, disregard the disclaimer, select Manual Pairings, select the players in the first foursome, click Create Pairing, Select the players in the second foursome and click Create Pairing, and repeat this step for the final foursome. Once all players have been assigned to a foursome, click Next and click Continue. The pairings will then be generated for the round. You can then repeat this step for all remaining rounds where pairings need to be created manually. For more help with setting up your trip, click the Help button to view the trip guide. Thanks for watching this video.